everybody. Hello, hi. Happy New Year. Woohoo. Yeah, let's hope that 2021 goes way better than 2020. Sorry I've been kind of absent as of late. Excuse me. Kind of been absent as of late. Holidays, whatnot, but New Year's resolution is to post more, hopefully every Mondays and Thursdays, or like Tuesdays and Fridays if I record on Mondays and Thursdays. Yeah, so I wanted to do a not quite so fun video, kind of a rant video, because it's been on my mind a lot and has been affecting me a lot, is washing Spirit, my service dog. Why do they call it washing? Anybody know? Retiring. I'm just gonna say that because that's what it actually is. Retiring my service dog Spirit. He is now somewhere between 10 and 11 years old, somewhere in that range. He's got, all the whiteness going on underneath his chin and everything. Even his little eyebrows are white. And he's healthy. Yay, he's completely healthy. No health problems whatsoever other than his annoying large amount of food allergies. He's got no problems, no joint problems or back problems or anything like that. But he's old and he still does his job in a sense of like he still reacts to me. He still is definitely a source of comfort, but he's also definitely slowing down and getting like selective hearing. He's not going deaf. His hearing is fine, but like if I call him to to come or if I'm having an issue and he should be alerting, sometimes it's like maybe he doesn't pick up on it or is ignoring me. I don't know. He knows he knows to come when I call him. Sometimes it's like it's just, yeah, okay, I hear you, whatever, I'll come when I want to. Or with the alerting, he'll still alert, but he's not alerting every single time. But when I am having a problem, when I am having anxiety, he still definitely helps me. He is still there. He still knows what to do. He still does his tasks. He just doesn't always pick up on it every single time. So, and from what I've seen, most people retire their service dogs like as early as 8 years old. Part of it is I don't want people to see that he's like all, white and everything in the face and think like, oh my gosh, she's so cruel, she's working a really old dog. I know it's none of their business, obviously, but that's still something that's on my mind. That's still something that I don't need that stress, that worry on top of all the anxiety I already have going out in public. And like I didn't get him as a baby puppy, but he was like 6 to 8 months old, and it took me about 7 months or so to train him. So he's been working for a very, very long time. I kind of feel like, maybe he should just retire and be happy as as a pet. So what aggravates me is everything that I've seen on when I look it up YouTube, is that people who have service dogs and they retire theirs, they either keep them as a pet and get another service dog and keep the other pet. So they have 2 dogs in the house, or sometimes more, but whatever, 2, ex-service dog and the service dog in training. Or And I've seen people actually do this, and I think it's just, I get it, but I also think it's really terrible, is that when they need to retire their dog, they will give it up. They will either, straight give it up for adoption or whatever, or I've seen this a lot of, if they bought the dog from a breeder or from a training center, which those have those own issues, which I don't want to go into. I dislike for reasons, but they will, take them back to those places, and then those places will find a home for them, and they'll give them a new dog. You take your old dog in, literally old dog in, and you get a brand new one, just like when you lease a freaking car. I will never ever get a dog from a breeder or one of those training programs. Again, that's a rant for another time. So I will never ever just give up a dog because they're old, because I can't use them for the original intended purpose or whatever. For fuck's sake. People say like, oh, well, service dogs are like medical equipment. You wouldn't ask to pet someone's wheelchair or whatever. But that doesn't mean that they deserve the same respect as an inanimate object. They're animate objects. They are living, breathing, loving, feeling, caring animals. You can't just get rid of them I can't. I get that for some specific cases, if you are lucky enough to have family or friends that you can give your dog to, that you can, you could even still visit, that would take good care of them. Okay, fine. Like there's someone on YouTube, I'm sorry, I don't know her name. She's blind, and I don't know the whole story, but because of COVID and stuff, I think the dog fell out of training. I don't know. Point being, she's blind. She has a service dog. She had to give up that service dog to her parents because the dog was unable to work anymore, and she has to get a new service dog like ASAP. I get that because she's blind. Like, I am blessed with the fact of my disabilities don't affect my every single solitary waking moment. They impact my life, obviously. Obviously, I'm on Social Security disability, but I can get up and do, I can feed myself, I can dress myself, basic things. I may not always be good at that, I may, not be willing to eat, not be willing to take a shower, whatever, TMI. But if you're blind, if you're very, you really depend on that service dog, you're living alone or whatever, and you cannot have one that's not working. I get it. And she at least gave her dog to her parents, and she's completely broken. You could tell in the video she is, I'm sorry, I don't know her name, my apologies, but you could tell she's just torn apart. So anyways, I can't get another dog right now, for money reasons, for space reasons. There's definitely no room in this house, and also for Spirit, because he is very protective of me. He's very jealous over me. He still gets jealous when my fiance is talking to me or hugging me or whatever. Spirit still gets jealous, and he follows me everywhere around the house. He's very, very devoted to me. If I were to bring in another dog right now, the consequences could be disastrous. Spirit he could hurt the dog because he's jealous. He could just shut down emotionally, whatever, because it'd be just a total disservice. You know, it would be unfair. It would be cruel. Just and plus also of like, you know, I can't afford it, and there's just not the freaking space in this house. I can't do it. So sorry that was long-winded, but so I'm dealing with what do I do? Does even if I don't retire Spirit right now, there's gonna be a time where there will be no question. You know, he will be old enough that like he needs help going up the stairs. He's like wobbly. You know, there will be absolutely no question whatsoever. Hopefully that will be a few years from now, but still, that's probably not that far away. And even still, like, I still feel like I should retire him because he's closer to 11 than 10, and that's old. And he's a happy, healthy dog. He really is. And he still likes to go out with me, of course. And sometimes sometimes he runs out the door like when I'm leaving, and which is very dangerous, I know, but it's a bad habit of his that it's several years in the making. So it's like, oh, well, okay, fine, get in the car, and he'll go with me. He will literally run out the door to be with me, to go with me. Sometimes he wants to go with me, but he's not working to his full usual. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's selfish of me to ask him to work. But I can't, but it's just recently I went to the grocery store. I was with my fiance. I've already been having a really hard time lately. Yes, I'm gonna talk to my doctor. Yes, I'm gonna talk to my therapist. Don't go there. Where I'm barely holding back going ape shit. Like, I've been, I feel it building inside, this pressure, this tension, and I want to just go nuts. And the only way I can handle it is to like, to twitch, to shake, to whine, these little things where it's like pressure, and then the pressure gets too high. If I whine, if I whimper, if I shake or something, that takes the pressure down a little bit, and then it'll be okay for a little while, sometimes a few minutes, sometimes like an hour, and then it'll build right back up, and it's like I'm just barely holding back all hell breaking loose. So went to the store without Spirit. Already I'm feeling like shit. Grocery stores are a huge trigger for me. I was having anxiety attack, panic attack. I'm still a little confused on the difference myself. Was it a panic attack because it was more bodily, you know, whatever, and less like thoughts? Or was it anxiety because it was definitely triggered by being in the grocery store? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not quite sure the difference. Anyways, I was feeling claustrophobic. I was feeling like I was being stared at. I was trying to take deep breaths, you know, to calm down, but when I did that, it would just make me more lightheaded. I was getting hot. My palms were sweaty. Chest was getting tight. My head was hurting. I was feeling faint. I felt like I was gonna pass out, and I was squeezing my hands as tight as I possibly could. I was digging my nails into the palms of my hand. I'm surprised I didn't, like, you know, make myself bleed. Yeah, so it was horrible. It sucked, and I feel like if Spirit was there, he would have alerted me of this, and we would have found somewhere to sit down, and he would have, you know, done his thing. We got home. I was still feeling like shit. I was feeling the after effects. I was feeling my head was hurting. My stomach was hurting. I was nauseous. It was kind of like a hangover. I'm just so stressed out, so embarrassed, just so frustrated, just everything, that I went and I found a little quiet place to go, corner of the room. And I honestly can't remember if I called Spirit over or Spirit just came over. No, I think he was already with me, because, coming in the door, of course, he's got to greet people when they come in the door, and, he sees me and he's already, like, following me. So he was technically already following me. Anyways, he sat with me. He did his normal thing of how he was sitting, how he was providing comfort for me, how he was providing the deep pressure therapy, how he was distracting me and grounding me. He was doing all of his normal tasks of what he would normally do. It took a long time, but I finally felt better. So should I have just brought him in public anyway, since he could, or am I just wanting him to still do those things because I want him to work? I need him, so I want him to be able to do those things, and I don't know. I've been looking into things that I could, like, try to use in place of him. Yes, I've tried all my DBT stuff, and it's just like, my mind is like, you're doing these things because you're feeling this way, so, that the trick doesn't work. The magic trick doesn't work because I know how it works, kind of a thing. I looked at, like, some fidget toys, and I don't think that would really help. I've looked at some weighted stuffed animals, because, it'd be soft, it'd be, weight, be like pressure I could hold and stuff. But they're really, really, really fucking expensive. I mean, like, the weighted kind, like the 4 pounds, 3 or 4 pounds heavy kind, and not the ones that smell and you can put it in the microwave. Those are gross. To me, they always smell like burning rubber. Those are so fucking expensive. Just, or do I have oodles and oodles of stuffed animals. I should just take a normal stuffed animal with me to see if I even feel okay with carrying around a stuffed animal with me in the grocery store. I guess it's better than, a blanket, like a Linus security blanket. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I need to get used to, I absolutely have to get used to life without his help, because, as I said, there will come a time where he will be, you can't sugarcoat it, you can't get out of it. He will be incapacitated eventually, everybody does. He's lab pit, so most likely, like, he will most likely get cancer, he will most likely get hip problems, he will most likely get knee problems. That's just what usually happens with those. Luckily, probably won't get back problems, but anyways, eventually, like, I'm gonna have to help him more than he's gonna be able to help me. So no matter what, I have to get used to not being able to have him with me, no matter what. Just, it's a fact of life. I don't understand. People just must have humongous houses, I guess, where they can have room for 2 dogs, or can afford, well, they're YouTubers, so maybe they can afford to have 2 of them. I don't know. I don't want to judge, but it's just, I see so many of them that it's, oh, well, they have their service dog in training now. Of just, how is that possible? How is that not a detriment to your other dog? Like, don't you feel bad? Aren't they supposed to be, like, soul bonded to you practically? So that's my dilemma. I would appreciate your input you know, I also just wanted to put this out here to represent that, you know, not everybody can just get the latest model immediately. I hope everyone has a happy new year and had a good Christmas and, you know, whatever else you celebrate and stuff. I guess that'll be it for this one. I'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye. Mwah.